Alrighty, so the plane is already started and running. I'm going to close this ATC window because I don't need it. Zoom out so we get the nice view there of all the controls. And yeah, just do a look around, make sure everything that's working. So, alrighty. And let's just zoom in here real quick. Okay, oil pressure's in the yellow, so idling, of course. Oil temperature's in the low end because I guess this aircraft just started up, and so I'm gonna do a soft run up here because let's see, I don't remember where the key is, so I can do the mag check, but we'll just pretend that I did that. But right now, the point of doing the run up now is just going to get the engine warmed up, make sure the gauges are working. Alright, so I've got foot on the brakes, and we're going to go to 2,000 RPMs. Alrighty, see that oil pressure is starting to go into the green now, and oil temperature should be warming up. And just give that a second. So make sure the engine's nice and warm, ready for the flight. And of course, we're going to check idle as well in a couple seconds. Okay, well, temperature's warming up, and let's check idle. Yeah, so everything's working good, no sputtering or any issues. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. I prefer this view the best, just so it just feels a little more natural instead of sitting so close and huddled to the dash there. So put off the brakes and see, engine run up. It's good. Of course, like I said, I didn't do a mag check. I don't remember how to get the keys, but I just want to go flying right now, honestly. So this is not meant as an instructional video. Let me just make that disclaimer now. This is purely for the fun of flying in a safe environment, sim environment, and I'm gonna enjoy it. So, and yeah. So, all right. So we're gonna lower the flaps. 2 notches should be enough. So flaps are down. Do a quick control check. Left aileron's moving. Right aileron's moving up and down. You can see that the horizontal stabilizer is moving as well. Alrighty, so that's good. Flaps check, engine's warmed up, ready to go. And let's go ahead and turn on the lights. Outside visual verification that the lights are working. Landing lights, strobes, navigation lights are all on, including the tail beacon, and flaps are down. So we are going to cycle back inside the cockpit now and going to get ready for takeoff. So I'm going to hold down the brakes and push to full throttle, making sure once again the engine is operating in the green. As you can see, oil temperature is coming back up again. Oil pressure, and foot off the brake. Oops, sorry, foot off the brakes. And yeah, brakes release. Counter that little turn to the left there. There's some right rudder. Try and keep it. There's no center line. We're going to try and keep it centered on this large runway. Never flown out of this airfield before. And we're going to be watching the airspeed now. I'd say I'm going to pitch back around, 70 is good. Pitch back at 70. Tap the brakes, reduce wheel spin, and make sure we have positive rate on the climb. Watching that VSI gauge. Kind of hard to maneuver everything at once here, but if you know what the VSI is, vertical speed indicator, that's the gauge to the bottom right of the blue in the center. You can see it says vertical speed. If you can zoom in a little bit. There, vertical speed. So we're positive rate. And so, yep, we're climbing. We're going to reduce flaps 1 notch. And let's see, it's a little funky. I think there's something up with that controller here because it used to not be this quirky. As you can see, I'm kind of all over the place in the turn coordinator. It's that little thing here with the little black ball that moves back and forth. So it should be in between those two lines there. And usually this isn't this tricky. So I think something's up with the controller. I've had issues in the past with this, just seems to be calibrated. So but we're gonna try and enjoy it anyway. And that was the sound of flaps coming out completely. So we're just gonna try and maintain a climb. And oh yeah, trim would help. Yeah, trim would help a lot actually. I'm gonna adjust the trim here, and there is vertical trim as well, because that helps with the keeping a straight end level. And like I said, yeah, this controller acts a little funky sometimes. Tries to keep pulling to the left, and it gets a little more extreme than what's in reality. The plane usually doesn't pull that hard. So we're just going to try and work with it here. You can see if I let off the controls completely, we enter a left descending turn, which shouldn't be happening. So there's something up with the controller here, but I can counteract that if I look up real quick. Let's see the code here. Sorry, the key that I need to press to get the rudder trim right. Control enter. That's what it is. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, look at that. That's off the controls now. So as you can see, it just needs that little bit of trim. And now we're starting to go. It is a balancing act, as you can see, because now we're starting to turn to the right. My hand is off the controls now. It's entirely trim-based now. So we're just going to find that sweet spot where the plane is balanced. I'm probably going to pull back the throttle now some, because we're currently at, let's see right there, let's zoom into the altimeter there. So we're currently at almost 2,600 feet. I'm going to trim up a bit to compensate for the reduction in power. Just try and get the plane nice and happy and level now, because I think anywhere in this altitude is a good happy number for me. So anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 is a good cruising altitude. The type of cruising altitude I like to fly at in the sim. And of course, Florida's a flat place, so the terrain isn't going to change much, so you don't need to worry about that. And also, we're well clear of any towers in the area, so this is the kind of altitude that I like to cruise at. As you can see, it's pretty interesting weather that we have today. Different type of clouds up high and up. We got some cumulus as well, which might be, I don't know, maybe 5,000. They look like they're a little higher than where we are at right now. So we're currently at 2,800. And I'm not doing a good job at trying to level off at any altitude yet. Just kind of letting the plane fly itself, just because of enjoying the view right now at the moment. And yeah, this is why I enjoy this game. Obviously, the graphics. And this is a free downloaded model, so. The graphics, of course, can be called laughable compared to the newest flight simulator, but who cares? It is fun to kind of just chill in the plane and remember that I'm not paying a cent to experience this compared to the somewhat substantial cost of renting an airplane, which I've done many times in real life. So. For me, this works. This is, and I get to fly anywhere in the world. So it does take a little bit of imagination, but that's one of the beauties of having a nice game like this, or sim, excuse me. So we might try landing at this airport here, just to make this a short video, and to test my skills a little bit. Of course, I'm flying with a single-handed joystick and not a Piper control joystick, so there's a lot of things here that are not to be considered practice for real life, but we're just having fun. Reduce throttle all the way, started descent, and try to maintain level pitch. excuse me, trying to maintain level flight as we descend, keep the wings level as we descend. And of course I'd be making radio calls, and I would have planned to land here, but for the sake of fun, we're just going to spontaneously decide to try and stake a landing here. So I have no idea. I have no information about this airport. We could say that I experienced an emergency, and I'm flipping through my checklist and trying to, contact the airport and get information and prepared for landing. But we're just practicing a landing here because it's an airport that's close. So, yep. So we're into the descent. I'm going to pitch back now, reduce airspeed so we can get some flaps in, so we can increase descent. That's 1 notch, 2 notch. Give it a little power now so we can make our way over there. Start banking to the left, trying to keep the turn coordinator ball centered. And our VSI is showing a descent. And obviously we're very high now, so I could do a slip even though the flaps are down. I could attempt to do a slip, but one thing Pipers are known for is they have a habit of descending very quickly. So as you can see, we're approaching the 1,000 feet per minute mark, which is pretty substantial. So I'm going to add in a little bit of power now, slight power, just so I can maintain my travel speed towards the airport without losing too much altitude before I want to. And we'll add another notch, excuse me, of flaps. And yeah, the altitude's still pretty high. Might not make it actually, but we'll see. Pitch down now, not force it, but we do seem to have plenty of runway. Power's out all the way, power's at idle, flaps are down full. And our speed's a little hot, but we were on some kind of glide slope, so that was okay. And gonna level out a little bit. Actually, we might make this. And start pitching back. Very nice, and on center line too. Alright, for a second there I wasn't sure that was gonna happen, but and add a little bit of brakes, slow us down. And retract flaps all the way. One thing I didn't do is I should have checked to make sure the flaps are down. But yeah, flaps are up, and we're taxi off the runway. Of course, yeah, this looks to be a towered airport, so of course we definitely would have been making radio calls and talking with tower. No idea what airport this is. I'll figure it out after making this video, because it'll show on the map where I landed. But we're just going to taxi out of the way here, and yeah, just wanted to have a short little flight, and really just try and make a video. I wanted to see how this video would turn out, so this is more just practice of for seeing, what does this look like if I put this footage, if I can call this footage, or in-game footage and audio together. What does it look like? What's the end product look like? Is this something worth doing in the future? So, right on. And coaster stop there. Awesome. Well, thanks for flying with me today, and probably eventually make some better videos in the future. And if anyone still cares about Flight Simulator X, I'm not expecting anyone to, be blown away by the graphics in this game with the new game, or new flight simulator out in the world. So anyway, that's all. So thanks for joining me on this flight, and see you next time.